Good morning, everyone. Bright, early, and crisp out here. So I'm Blumenthal. I'm the global lead of the Connected Citizens program at Waze. And I was invited to talk to you guys about how a navigation app is helping cities around the world address traffic challenges and plan for their futures. But before that, I think I want to make sure you understand Waze at its core. So hopefully most of you have used Waze before. If you have not, we are a free, real-time, crowdsourced traffic and navigation app. Let me take you one step further. How did we get started? So we first start with an open source map. This can be any Google-owned map or any publicly available open source map. We then rely on our map editing community to confirm that the information is accurate. So have there been any changes? Are these at right roads? They're adding information, they're adding speed limits, and they're making sure that this map, it can be used by the citizens around in their area. Then we really bring it to life, right? We add social components and real-time information so that users can report on the conditions in real time. So they're letting us know if there's construction, if there's slowdown, if there's an object on the road, from boxes to mattresses to canoes. Trust me, we have seen it all. And this is how this community keeps growing, right? We're helping each other, helping users out there save 5 minutes every day. That's our mission. Let's fast forward. Where are we today? So today we have 100 million monthly active users, over 500,000 volunteers. We're really learning that the city is a living, breathing organism, and that our community is the heartbeat of that city. We know we were onto something, but it wasn't until October of 2012 that we really saw the power of this community. Some of you may have remembered Hurricane Sandy hit during that month, and really the states that were affected had a little bit of a mess on their hands because they needed to gather information. They didn't know what were the most affected communities. So the White House gave us a call and asked for help. They said, can you please reach out to your community and ask them what places don't have gas? We don't know. We have no idea of knowing. In 48 hours, we collected over 10,000 responses. People telling us, this place has a line, this place does not have gas, please send help over here. This allowed the national government to really prioritize help and get to the places that most needed support. Fast forward 2 years to 2014 and the Connected Citizens program was born. We started with 10 partners from around the world, and today I'm happy to say that we're at 500 cities around the globe. In fact, we just launched a new website, so waze.com/ccp. You will see more than 40 case studies of how partners are interacting with our data and using it for better planning. We're touching the lives, We're touching the lives of over 2 billion people. We're talking about over 40% of top global cities, 50% of the US DOTs. And what started as a free two-way data exchange, so Waze sending real-time anonymous information that citizens are reporting on, so whether that be construction, incidents, weather conditions, potholes, broken traffic lights, all that information is going to traffic management center, to emergency respondents, to planners, right? And partners are in turn reporting back to the citizens what are the road closures that they need to be aware of, the constructions, the traffic events, the incidents. And this is bringing all the information for the citizens in real time and making it relevant, making people engage with their city and their government in a totally new way. What we have seen is that data, and hopefully you guys have been already exploring some of this, data brings insights, right? And those insights can really be used toward action. So I want to talk about the impact that we've been able to generate with this program. Here are a couple of questions that we hear from our partners around the globe and some of the solutions that they have come up with. First, how can we use data to improve infrastructure? Let me take you to Rio, our first partner. At the time, Rio was planning for the Olympic Games, and they had quite a lot of money to be able to build new roads and new infrastructure for the games. But they didn't just want to build a new highway. They wanted to make sure that that highway was going to have the right impact. And what they realized by analyzing Waze data was that a highway didn't need to be built at all. In fact, 3 rapid transit lanes could help them lower congestion by over 20%. That saved them money, that saved them time, that saved them a lot of construction logistics, right? Let me take you to the second example, the city of Boston. City of Boston had major traffic in the Seaport Boulevard, and what they did was they used the Waze data to adjust the signal timing in that specific intersection and analyze it over a course of a few months to get to the right number that could really help them decrease congestion. They were able to get to 18% traffic decrease in a month-over-month rate. Second question, how can we keep citizens informed? I think many of us have been in the situation where you're driving down a road and you had no idea that there was going to be a block party or that a certain road was closed. Philadelphia had that case when the Pope came to town, right? They wanted to make sure that everyone knew what routes were going to be closed and what road closure and where the Pope mobile was going to go through. We informed over 370,000 Wazers of the road closures and were able to decrease congestion by 20% compared to the year before when the Pope visited. Now we're actually working with many cities around the world for when the Pope comes through. We're making sure that the citizens know ahead of time. How can we make emergency response more efficient? I think this is a really good case. We worked with Genesis Pulse, their emergency respondent in Texas, and what they told us was that 63% of the 911 callers don't know their exact. When they integrated their operations with Waze, 40% of the crashes reported into Waze were coming in before the 911 call even happened. That meant that they could get to the location of the accident 5 minutes faster. And when we're talking about getting somewhere 5 minutes faster in this case, we're talking about saving lives. Lastly, how can we leverage community to address major crises? Let me take you somewhere recent, Hurricane Harvey. Now, some of you may not know how the Waze crisis team works, but we actually have a team that's supporting our partners 24/7 in case of an emergency. We pull information from the Google Crisis Response Team, from FEMA, from the Army Corps of Engineers. In this case, we worked also with the Texas Navy and other partners in the affected area. We asked them, what information do you want to make sure that your citizens have? We worked hard with them and we were able to put up 154 shelters. That meant 54,000 clicks and 1,200 navigations. 2,500 road closures, 2.4 million users received this message about the shelters and where they should go for help. So I love bringing up this testimonial that we got on Facebook because it really highlights the power of the work that we do. So Debbie Williams says, Waze literally saved my life on Sunday when I was trying to evacuate due to Harvey. Unlike the Drive Texas website, the information about the flooding was very current and got us to high ground in a very fluid situation. There were no official evacuation paths, but using our app, people were able to help one another build one. Thank you. With Hurricane Irma, we had a little bit more time, and we actually sent a message to our users asking them, can you please report what was going on the road? This helped them also mitigate the evacuation and get people out before there could be even an even bigger crisis. So just to remember, how does it work in action? We gather all the information from partners, from Google, from other resources. We're alerting the users, whether that be through inbox, social media, and PR, and the work doesn't end there. We're in constant contact with the partners to make sure that we have the most accurate information and that we're providing all the support. So to finish up, what is Waze at its core? Whether it's talking about our programs, whether it's talking about the app, one thing that we're very proud of is community, right? Our community of drivers 100 million of them, or partners, 500 of them and growing. What we're trying to do is make sure that we're able to use data to really understand what is going on the streets in real time, to really understand what are the challenges, to really prioritize our investments where matters most. So I'm really happy to be here with you guys and telling you a little bit of our story, and I hope that Waze can help you guys navigate safely back home. So thank you.